in today's video we will discuss about different types of diode. So the first type is photodiode. The name itself says that photodiode means something related to photons. Now photons means what? It is light. Okay, the particles of light is called photon, right? So something related to light. Now remember that this photodiode basically works it basically works in reverse bias condition. Okay, this one I have written reverse bias condition. Now the symbol of photodiode is this one, where you can see that just like normal diode, it has a p side. This triangular side is a p side, n side. Then what you have to draw is you have to draw few 2 or 3 arrow like this. So this arrow just represents that some light is allowed to fall in the diode. Okay, so this is the symbol of photodiode. Now how it works and where it is used. So generally it is used in counter machines or counting machines, then burglar alarm. Okay, so how it is used, that one we'll discuss, but before that let us see how it works. So we know that when this photodiode it is connected in reverse bias mode, the depletion layer in between p-n junction, it gets thickened, right? So when the depletion layer is thick, then what we will do is some light will be allowed to fall on the depletion region. Some light of suitable frequency will be allowed to fall on the depletion region, and as we know that in depletion region there is a influence of a fictitious battery, where already there in p-n junction diode I told you about fictitious battery. Towards p side we have the n side of the negative side of the fictitious battery. Towards n side we have the positive side of the fictitious battery, and as soon as the light of suitable frequency falls in the depletion region, the electrons or the loosely bound electrons which were loosely bound with the atom, those electrons they come out, they get the energy from the light, from the incoming light, and then they comes out of the atom. And once those electron comes out, that means from where the electron is coming out there will be a vacancy, so that is called holes. In other words, we say that when this light ray is allowed to fall on the depletion region, it creates electron hole pairs, because initially when no light is allowed to fall in the depletion region there were no free charge, but as soon as the light falls, what happened is some electron gets they come out from the respective atom. As a result there will be generation of some hole, or in other words we say that there will be generation of electron hole pairs. Now those newly formed electron and holes, those newly formed just a second those newly formed electron and holes, they will be pulled by the fictitious battery. And how they will be pulled? Holes will move towards this side, negative side, okay, because negative terminal will attract the holes, and electron will move towards this side. Or in other word, holes will be gathered in p side, okay, where more number of holes were already there, and in n side there will be gathering of electron. Or in other words we can say that as the charge carriers are increasing in the device, that means the current in the circuit will also increase. Initially when this whole thing was connected in reverse bias, you can see biasing, the positive side or the p side was connected with negative side of the battery, n side was connected with the positive side of the battery, which is the reverse bias mode. So in reverse bias we know that a very less amount of current flows through the circuit, which was microampere range. As soon as the current starts falling in the depletion region, the current in the circuit increases by detectable amount. Okay, detectable amount. Suppose for an example, if initially 4 microampere current was flowing, now we may get 4.2 microampere. Detectable, it is detectable. Okay, but suppose in place of reverse biasing, in case if we would have done forward biasing, then what will happen? See, in forward bias already the current will be in milliampere range, and in milliampere if few microampere increases also, it will not be detectable, because when light will fall here, current will increase, but how much? As I told, that initially if it is 4, now if it is 4.2, only 0.2 microampere current is increasing. So if already milliampere current is there in the circuit, if 0.2 microampere increases also, it will not be detectable. So that is the main reason why we keep this photodiode in reverse bias mode. That may be an important question also. Okay, then okay, so this one I have written. Next one, IV characteristics. Characteristics means generally it is the graph. What type of graph? Current versus voltage. And since it is in reverse bias, the graph we will get in negative quadrant. Okay, so the first line in the graph, that is this line, just a second, this line, the first line, this line is obtained when no current was allowed to fall in the depletion layer. That means this is the normal current. Normal current means the reverse bias current. Okay, so that is why this current is called dark current. Why dark current? Because there was no light when this current was produced. This is only due to the biasing. Okay, now as the intensity of light increases, suppose now we are giving some light in the depletion region, and the intensity of this light is, suppose it is I1. Here I have written I1. So for I1 intensity, now we are getting this graph. In this graph you can see that the current is more than the previous graph. Okay, then suppose if you increase the intensity more by I2, then we will get this type of line. For I3 we may get more higher current. Okay, so here this I2 should be greater than I1, and this I1 I2 is representing intensity and not current, but to represent current I have given here small I, and this side voltage. Okay, then you may get a saturation region also here. Saturation region means, suppose this one current is increasing and then it gets steady. So it gets steady means, suppose at a particular intensity it is capable of producing 200 electron hole pairs. Now once this 200 electron hole pairs will reach to the respective sides, the current in the circuit will be steady. Of course, there will be no increase in current anymore. Okay, so that is why we get this steady region, which is called the saturation region. But if you increase the intensity, now current will be higher, but saturation, it will reach saturation, because now instead of 200, suppose this time 300 electron hole pairs are generated, but as all the 300 reaches to their respective sides, the current in the circuit will be steady. Okay, then uses, as I told you already, that it is used in burglar alarm, then it is used in this one counting devices or counting machines. Like counting machine is generally used in the auditorium, no, in the door of the auditorium, where it counts that how many people are entering in the hall. So let us see how it works. There is a source of light from which from where continuously light is emitted, and it is allowed to fall in a photodiode. Suppose this is a photodiode along with its circuit. So when light is allowed to fall through the photodiode, it will maintain a constant current. Then due to that flow of constant current in the photodiode, there is another part in the or one component which is attached with the photodiode. This will be, this is nothing but a, suppose a metal plate, which will be lifted. Lifted means you can see that this is another circuit, external circuit. With this external circuit, there is no connection of this metallic plate. Why the metallic plate is lifted? Because current is flowing through the photodiode. Why current is flowing through the photodiode? A particular current, because of this light. Okay, now suppose if a person somehow comes here and stand in between this. Okay, suppose this is a person standing here. The person is actually blocking the light, and as the person is blocking the light, as the person is somewhere here, right? Now if the person is blocking the light, what will happen? There will be no current in the, there will be no desired current in the photocell or photo diode. As a result, this thing, this metallic plate will no more remain in its lifting position, but it will fall down, and once it falls down, it will come in contact with this circuit. So that means with this circuit, when it comes in contact, the circuit will be complete now, and as the circuit completes, there will be flow of current in the circuit, because already there was a battery, and as current flows through the circuit, there will be one alarm. The alarm will start ringing. So this is nothing but like burglar alarm. Okay. Similarly, the same thing, same concept is used for counting machines also. Just in counting machine, in place of alarm, there will be a counter. When a person enters, the person is blocking the light. As a result, it is completing the circuit. And once it completes the circuit for the first time, it will count the counter here, the counting machine here, it will count 1. Now second person enters, then what will happen? This one, it will again fall, then it will count 2. In this way it goes on. Okay, so that is how this photodiode works. Then next one, that is LED, light emitting diode. So generally the purpose of this LED is to produce light, but the purpose of photodiode was to absorb light and to produce what? Electricity. But here it is a reverse thing. It is using electricity to produce light. So it is just opposite. So that is why you see the symbol. In this case the symbol was like this, no? Like light is incident, light is falling. But here the arrows are like this, outward, means light is coming out of the LED. Okay, so this is the symbol, and LED works in forward bias. Now suppose how it works. Generally in all type of PN junction, when electron crosses from N side to P side, and holes crosses from P side to N side, when the diode is in forward bias, then during this process some electrons fall into the holes, because there will be a number of electrons and there will be a huge number of holes also. So once the electron and holes, they start crossing N side to P side, P side to N side, there will be recombination. Some electron will fall in the holes, and as a result, when electron gets recombined with the holes, there will be generation of a large amount of energy. Okay, in normal diode, this energy does not fall in visible range, that is why we do not see any light. But in case of LED, this energy, it falls in visible range, and that is why we get light. Simple thing. That means when this is PN junction, suppose LED, this is connected in forward bias like this, then from P side holes will go to N side, from N side electrons will move to P side. During their movement there will be recombination of electron and hole. As a result, the energy which will be liberated, that energy will fall in visible range, and that is why we will see some light. Okay, so here that is how LED works. Simple theory. And the graph for LED, that will be same with the graph of PN junction diode, that graph that you have drawn for forward bias, right? For forward bias of PN junction, you know the graph, so the same graph will be applicable, same characteristics will be applicable for LED also. And the last one, that is the solar cell. So generally in solar cell, it is also a combination of N type and P type semiconductor. So here I have drawn, suppose this is the N type part, this is the P type. Generally the thickness, though it is not clear in the diagram, but it is you have to keep it in mind that the thickness of N side is less than the thickness of P side. N side is thin, P side is little thick. Okay, and you can see that in N side this metal comb like thing is there, which is called metal finger. Okay, that is in N side. In P side, just below that, we have a metal coating, generally made of copper metal coating. Then how this photodiode works? So generally, solar cell works. So here generally sun ray is allowed to fall on N type semiconductor, and since n-type semiconductor it is very thin, the sun ray it will easily reach to the depletion region. Okay, once it reaches the depletion region, what it will do is it will do the same thing as we saw in photodiode. It will generate electron hole pairs in the depletion region. And as we know that in depletion region what we have fictitious battery. So that fictitious battery will pull, just like photodiode. Okay, this fictitious battery will pull all the electron and holes towards the respective sides, because in n side, in the fictitious battery, in n side what we have positive side of the fictitious battery, so it will attract all the electron towards inside. And in p side what we have negative, yeah, so it will attract all the hole towards p side. So as soon as the light ray falls, the number of electron and holes produced in the p-n junction, it will increase and they will move to their respective side. Now in solar cell we don't use any biasing, because solar cell means it actually stores the charge. Whatever charge is produced, like electron and holes, that charge will be stored in the respective side. In n side it will store the electrons, in p side it will store the holes, and when it is required, then this cell will be connected with some external circuit to provide energy. Okay, right. Now what is the purpose of this metal finger? Since it is a semiconductor, the electrons which are produced, the electrons are actually the conductivity of the electrons is less. Once the electrons are produced here, they cannot move through the semiconductor, because it is semiconductor, its conductivity is less. So what this electron does, since this metal finger I have drawn here only one, but actually the whole plate will be covered with this type of metal fingers. Okay, so this, since this is metal, it will capture the electron. Attract will not be the right word, but it will capture the electron, because electrons are getting a path to flow. Which path is that? Metal finger, because if it remains in the semiconductor it will not be able to flow. So that is why it prefers to be collected in the metal fingers, where it will get a path to flow. So these electrons will be collected in metal finger, the holes generated will be collected here in the metal coating. So when this, now this is behaving like a battery, one side is negative, completely negative, one side is completely positive. When it will be connected with an external circuit, it will give us energy. Alright, so this is the working of a solar cell. Here the working of solar cell, it is generally divided into three parts actually. Already we have discussed about it, but still while writing this one working, you must mention these three steps. First one is the generation. Generation means, just now I told that when light ray falls in the depletion region, means it passes to the n side, it falls in the depletion region, there it generates electron hole pair. So this is the first part, generation. Next one is separation. Separation means, since fictitious battery is there in the junction, it will pull the electrons towards n side and holes towards p side. So this is the separation process. And collection. Now after pulling, what will happen? Those electrons will be collected in metal fingers, holes will be collected in metal coating, right? So that is how this whole process or whole solar cell works in three different steps: generation, separation and collection. And then the characteristics means the graph. So see, in graph what we do is V0 is called the open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage means, since the semiconductor, it is not connected with any circuit initially, first of all it just captures the charges, so then it gets some voltage, no, because one side is negative, one side is positive, so there will be some potential difference. That potential difference is V0, and you can see from the graph that when the potential difference is the maximum, current is minimum, right? Current is zero, because it is not connected with any external circuit. But as it is connected with the external circuit, suppose some resistance, and then it is connected like this, then current starts flowing. So as the current starts flowing, the value of potential open circuit voltage keeps on decreasing. See, the potential is decreasing, current is increasing, and this Is, it is called the short circuit current. There is a maximum value of current that can flow through the circuit, and in this case the voltage becomes 0, right? Okay, so that is the characteristics of solar cell. V0 open circuit voltage, and Is is the short circuit current. Short circuit means because we are connecting the negative with the positive with some device, so this is called short circuiting, and as we are doing short circuiting, then only current starts flowing. So this much only in this chapter. Okay, generally it is a theory based chapter, so sums are not there in that way. Then in next video we will start next chapter. Thank you.